Здравствуйте, меня зовут Пирс. Я можно говорить по-русски. Just kidding, guys. I really don't speak Russian very well. Welcome to today. We are going to check out a Russian restaurant in Saigon. Lots of connections, lots of experiences, lots of Russian fun, food, delicious stuff. Will you come along? Let's check it out. Okay guys, so we're in the Soviet restaurant. So I used to live in this district and I used to walk by this restaurant all the time. And if you know me personally, I have a bit of a strange history with Russia. Long story short, I've been to Russia many times and I've been to the surrounding former Soviet Union areas, the Baltic states. I went to Georgia recently, it's awesome. So I've become really kind of obsessed with Russian culture and Russian cuisine. So I'm super excited to share it with you because it's quite interesting. Most people, when they think of Russia, the first thing they don't think of is food, and a lot of people, like, they're not exactly sure what Russian food even is. So let's look at a menu at the Soviet restaurant. So this restaurant apparently has been here since 2005. The owner, I've talked to her before, she doesn't remember me, it's sad, but she used to live in Russia, in Moscow for 20 years. And actually lots of Vietnamese people, because it's a communist country, have a pretty decent connection to Russia. So you can, when you're in Russia or you're in Ukraine or especially the Czech Republic, you can find lots of Vietnamese people, which is, you wouldn't expect it, but it happens. So anyways, this is what they serve at the SSSR restaurant here. So this actually, when I was in the United States, I used to think this was CCCP. I learned better, this is SSSR, so it's like Soviet Union stuff. All right, so we've got bread, the bread section, a bread basket with beautiful birds. Russians love caviar, I think everybody knows that, so they have the caviar section. We've got the pickles section, and we've got the smoked fish section. For those of you that don't know, Russian food is super kind of like based on what they can grow. So they have like a lot of smoked fish, a lot of bread, a lot of root vegetables, and some fried stuff with potatoes. It's really super simple, but really tasty. So it's basically like what you imagine German food would be, but with less options. I can't wait to show it to you. So the first thing I'm going to show you is kvass. Kvass is this really strange, like, it wants to be beer, but it's not beer. It's like a soda, but it's made of wheat. It tastes like beer, but it's not as bitter. It's the most puzzling drink I've ever had. So it's so strange. I still don't know if I like it. It tastes kind of like berries, but also like wheat, but also like soda and like Coca-Cola. I don't know, it's a really strange thing. Russians like love kvass, and it's like they live and die by kvass, and I don't really understand it, but yeah, you gotta learn to love something, you know? You gotta be about it, and I drink the kvass for the Russians. Na zdrowie. So, the first dish we have, and the start to any proper Russian meal, is borscht. We say borscht in America. It's really common for like Eastern European immigrants in the US, so we actually have this in the US, but they say borscht in Russia. They are really, or borscht, they're really adamant that there's no T. So what is borscht? Borscht is a beetroot soup. It's basically the embodiment of the Russian agriculture that's possible, which is potatoes, beets, and cabbage in a bowl. So it's a really beautiful soup. It's got this nice red kind of velvety look, and then any good soup in Russia is topped up with smetana, which is basically just a very sour, kind of thin sour cream. So the best way to do it is you give it a little mix, a mixy mix, and you just go for it, I think. I actually know how to make this soup, and so basically what you do is you just take the shreds of beetroot and you cook it with a little bit of sugar, and that's kind of like the base of the soup, and the rest is just either like a bone broth made from beef or just like a vegetable stock, which is common. So this one's a vegetable one. Borscht is really good. It's really like wholesome, and it makes you feel good in the winter, which I understand because it's -1,000 degrees in Russia almost all the time. And it's pretty much found on any Russian table, and every grandma knows how to make borscht. So shout out Borscht, we love you. The next dish I'll talk about is plov. So if you know anything about Russian culture and Soviet culture, we often just think of Russia, but the Soviet Union was a huge country that was made up of so many different types of people. So plov is a really popular dish in Russia, but it actually comes from the Stan region, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and you can pretty much find it at any kind of Russian restaurant. People love this stuff. So there's many videos. I would love to go to Uzbekistan and do a video about this, but basically you can think of it as like Stan people fried rice. Super good, super fatty with nice pieces of pork. Absolutely delightful. So we're gonna give it a little bite. Let's go for it. Oh, super savory, super fatty, really, really delicious. They've got little shreds of carrot in there. Plov is known for like literally containing all the fats of all the animals all put into one pot. And oftentimes in Uzbekistan they make it in these massive pans, which you can find on other videos, which I've seen on YouTube. So anyways, this is plov, and we're on to the next dish. Next up we have Galupsi, also known as just stuffed cabbage rolls. This is like, whenever I think of Eastern European food, or even like my heritage, this is kind of the dish I think of. It's just stuffed cabbage that's stewed for a long time, and it's typically stuffed with rice and meat. Being a Jewish person who lives in the United States, this is like the go-to thing to get at kosher restaurants for me. And whenever I go to like Katz's Deli in Los Angeles, I think it's called Katz's Deli. If that one's in New York, I totally apologize. But this is something I like always go for. Super savory, super tasty, and it's actually the broth that they stew it in is a kind of sweet, kind of tomato-based sauce, and it really like imparts a lot of flavor. So we've got the smetana here too. Gotta have the smetana. They don't have a lot of stuff in Russia, guys. They just gotta reuse it in interesting ways. So here we go. We got oh yeah, look at that. So we got, this is just meat. So let's give it a shot. I could eat 9 million of these. It's like pretty much, I love cabbage, I love stewed cabbage. It's like my favorite food. And this in particular is awesome. The meat's super savory. It's just like pork. I guess this one's pork. Typically you'd use beef, especially for Jews because we don't eat pork. But yeah, next time you're in Eastern Europe, get a stuffed cabbage roll, come on. Next up, on 4 out of 5 of the Russian dishes we'll be trying today, we have Draniki, which are basically potato pancakes. I'm a big potato pancake guy. In my culture, we eat latkes. The latkes are just these kind of like shreds of potato pancake. It's super common during Hanukkah, but these are a little bit more like, they're not shredded, they're more like mashed up. They're really common. You can get these in Germany, you can get these in, they're called Kartoffelpuffer, amazing. You get it during like, you know, like the holiday Christmas markets, and they are really good. Crispy, fatty, not Vietnamese food, just delightful. Look at that. Give it a dip in the smetana. You say, wow, vkusnik, which means delicious in Russian. Oh my god. I haven't eaten stuff like this in so long. It's so good. Typically in my family, we would top them with sour cream and applesauce, but we got the sour cream here. They're pretty goddamn perfect in my opinion, and I could probably eat a stack like this tall. Last but not least, we have pelmeni. So many people don't think this would be a very Russian thing. Maybe it looks a bit Italian, maybe it looks a bit, I don't know, Chinese, but these are as common to find in Russia, like anywhere you go in any restaurant. So these are Russian style dumplings. There's bigger ones called Draniki, and these are the small ones called pelmeni. I was talking with a Russian friend of mine recently, and he said he made some with his family. So here you guys can see, super simple. Again, not a lot of spice, not a lot of different toppings. The similar toppings, smetana, the sour cream, got a little chives, got a little dill. Very important in Russian cuisine is dill. And these ones are stuffed with pork, which I'm not sure is traditional, but pretty good. So let's give it a try. They taste just like awesome. They're basically like pot stickers, but without the Asian flavors, and they're like really delightful. So if you're ever in Russia, get yourself a bowl of pelmeni, get some draniki, get some borscht. Russian food's good. You have to try Russian food. This is coming from an American guy. We're taught that Russians are scary. Try their food, it's delicious, and the people are super nice. Люди, спасибо вам большое. That was the Russian food. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll bring you more awesome food videos, and more people will look at me funny when I'm recording. Have a good one, guys.